All right, friends, it's T, and I'm back with a new video, bro. It's all JasonBlaha again, the gym, lifting, recruiting, fitness, gear slave himself, JasonBlaha. So we're going to do a reaction video today to Blaha. Blaha says, how I built my back with just the basics. Wow. He built his back. He was born with that back.
How did I build my back? Hey everybody, it's JasonBlaha here. I thought I would chat with you guys and gals a little bit about this today. This is one of those things.
He built a kyphosis back? Okay.
Where, you know, we get people who are like, wow, Jason, your back is on point. Your back is crazy. You've got a big V taper. It's thick, it's dense, it's wide.
Yes, Blaha. Yes, it's wide, it's thick. You have a V taper, Blaha. You're ready to compete in the open bodybuilding. Yes.
You know, and you're doing this, you're almost 50 years old. Okay, so
better yet, classic.
What is your back secret? And then the funny thing is, when people watch me do some of my back stuff, I get people who are always like, zero, no reps. You know, it's always, they have this critique, and people have done that for years with literally all of my back training, you know, and they're like, oh, your back training is terrible, but I'm just like, but yeah, look at my back. So the thing I would say to people is when you look at it, there's actually a method to my madness. And I use only basic exercises. I'm going to be very clear on that. I have very rarely at any point in recent years, as my back has continued to grow and develop, had access to anything but free weight type stuff and body weight movement.
Really, Blaha? Wow, your back is looking so amazing, Blaha. It's incredible. Like I said, you could be competing in the open or a classic bodybuilding already.
That's really all that I use. Okay.
Come on, guys. What do you think? Blaha compete in the open or classic? Comment down below. Let me know.
I don't have any machines. I don't have any cables, and I don't knock those things. I have some machines, but they're all lower body. I don't have any for my upper body. Okay. And yet,
why would you need those if you don't have them? You can always improvise. Do you even know what builds muscles?
Again, look at my lats. Okay, look at my back, and you'll see me do a lat spread here later in this. And you know the reality.
I gotta honestly tell you, I don't really see anything other than you've been dieting a lot because you were fat before. You got fat, now you got skinny. Then you bulk up, you get fat, and then you get skinny again. Yeah.
Pull-ups. Pull-ups are king for width. And the thing is, you know, everyone worries about...
Hold up. Pull-ups are for width? How does it make your body width? How does it width it? What are you talking about?
Pull-ups, and I always do them wide grip. People are like, oh, you're not going all the way up, but I'm going all the way up for the lats, okay? So notice that I don't...
How does a pull-up give you width in your back? How does it do that exactly?
I don't rotate the shoulders under. I don't do any of that because I use a wide grip. All I'm concerned with is the hang and then my scapula touching. So as long as I go up high enough for my scapula to touch and I get really strong at them,
okay,
right? Because I'm over 200 pounds.
So as long as the scapula touches and he gets strong at them. Okay, got it.
7 to 210 usually at the moment, at least the time this footage is made. You know, I crank out 10, 12 reps with a 25 from a dead hang. I've done heavier, obviously. But the thing is, that works. It absolutely works.
Oh, okay.
And I get the best mind muscle connection in my...
It works, guys. It works.
Lats when I do it that way. And that's the thing that I would say to people with this. If I feel my lats contract intensely and I have progressive overload and I'm putting them through the range of motion, or at least most of it, for that muscle, okay, keep that in mind for that muscle. Yes, you can work other muscles and things in the shoulders and other stuff by rotating up higher, but it's not really putting any more load on the lats, and that's the point. I'm doing it as a lat exercise, and that wide grip, it's going to be a little different range of motion, and I've got longer arms, and it works great, and that's kind of the point. Like, in fact, since I started doing that, my back got wider and wider and wider. It has only improved by doing that, and it's kind of one of those things where I would say that is where I feel the most lat. Okay, so I want to be clear. That's where I feel the most lat.
Oh, yeah.
And if I feel it the most there and it grows and it works, what's the problem? And it's kind of funny. You'll get people say, well, your back would be even bigger if you did it. Do you have proof of that? My back already overshadows much of the rest of my physique.
It does? Oh, okay. I guess it's time to work on the legs there, Blaha. And the arms.
I mean, you're literally telling a person who is almost back dominant in their upper body that you think they should do something different. Well, maybe I should be figuring out how to do something different for my arms. I'm just saying. All right. But it works very.
Maybe you should tell us what kind of steroids you're taking. What type of steroids are you injecting? How do you inject it? How many times a day do you inject it to get this cosmetic look, which really doesn't look that great, but okay. Come on, man. Just bring it out. Bring us out the truth. Come on, Blaha.
Very well for me. And again, it puts it into that lengthened position. But keeping in mind, I don't worry about the upper back being developed from pull-ups. Why? Because I'm going to do rows. And rows.
He's not worried about the back being developed from pull-ups. And then he talks about rows. What? I'm not worried about being developed. So this is not developing it then. Okay. Okay.
Will handle most of your other upper back development. And with rows, it is the key. So anytime I do rows, I don't do the same partials.
What the heck is he doing?
It's kind of the opposite.
What is he doing, man? He's walking around like those bodybuilders on stage, like trying to flare his back out of his arms. Can you imagine him walking in public like that? People will laugh at him, man. He's funny. Look at my back. It's so big. I don't see nothing, man. I don't see nothing. I don't know what he's talking about.
Me. So there's my lat spread. You see my whole back, top to bottom, is the
Yeah, you're spreading your whole back out. Anybody could do that and walk around like that.
Right? Even my
Staples holiday deals are so good.
so there's my lat spread. You see my whole back, top to bottom, is developed. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Even my rectors, because I deadlift over 600.
Oh, because Blaha deadlifts over 600. Oh, okay.
But when you do rows, I row to
Yeah.
my chest. I don't row to my stomach. And I
Yes.
get a full stretch at the bottom. So for me, rows
stretch,
are
Blaha.
always done with a full range of motion. Now, do
Yes,
I
Blaha.
like a wide variety of rows? Yes. I like all sorts of rows.
Yes, Blaha.
Seal rows, dumbbell rows, inverted rows. Like, I think rows in general are great.
Rows.
Okay? I don't think there's really a bad type of row to do. They're just a good basic exercise. But when it comes down to it, I like a basic barbell row like that. Notice I do them without straps. I do them strict. Can I cheat and go heavier? Can I row off the floor? I've done sets of 12 with 250 on pen legs,
Sure.
but with a little bit of cheat and then resetting on the floor. All right? But I feel that just that normal bent over row gives me
Yeah.
just as much back activation as anything. I just take sets to failure.
Of course.
And I take it through a full range of motion. Okay? Gives me a lot of extra back development. Gives me that thickness, that fullness, helps with that upper back, right? All that mid.
Gives you that thickness and fullness by doing exercise, but not getting an adaptation. Okay.
Trap and everything, those rhomboids. Okay?
So not getting an adaptation in muscle growth, but this gives you thickness and width and all that. Okay, yeah.
I get all of that from it. All right.
You do, do
Also,
you?
what else
Wow.
do I do? I like pullovers, and I feel like pullovers have helped kind of bring my chest and back kind of to their own.
So let me get this straight. You're not getting any adaptations, any muscle damage. You're not damaging any muscles here. You're just adding width and thickness, just exercising. What's adding it? What's adding the width and the thickness then to it?
Thing. I've been doing them more and more because I feel like they work the long head of the tricep a lot for me, and I need more arms. But back to the point, they're a good
how
ladder.
many people have you seen in a video go, hey man, I do this exercise, I get this amount of damage and it lasts about this many days, or I've got this damage doing this on a custom exercise or whatever, and now I got an adaptation, now I can go and grow my muscle. How many channels have you actually heard where they say, hey, I've got an adaptation, I'm damaging, this is a good exercise for damaging muscles in this position, this many reps, this many sets, whatever, in the eccentric portion of the exercise, which is known to cause of damage. How many channels do you know that do that? Or are they telling you, hey man, if you do this, you're going to build a muscle? What? See, you don't really damage muscles all the time when you come in the gym. You're not damaging them all the time. Because if you were, then how come you're not fucking growing?
exercise. And the thing is, if you're looking for another angle to kind of work your lats and, in mid traps and all that stuff, right? Pullovers are
That's
really
why I say all these gym zealots like Blaha, they go to the gym and they're like, they can't figure out why they're not growing. And so, what's the next option? Steroids. I've always mentioned this before. I've had conversations in the gym that I went previously to where a fucking asshole trainer came up to me and says, "Hey, you say everybody's taking steroids." I never said that. I said, I was having a private conversation, by the way. What I said was people get discouraged because they're not growing. And so, the second option is to take steroids. That's what people do because they get discouraged. This is not working for them because they don't know how to get an adaptation.
good. I like doing them with a plate mainly because of the dumbbells I have. I don't have any fixed dumbbells, are all adjustable. I worry about a plate hitting my face. Right, if them slip it off there, it can be problematic with the clamps. So I just
And by the way, the only person that could train a person to actually build a real physique is somebody that actually built it naturally, normally, in the natural world. But these fake people that took steroids are going to tell you, hey, I'm going to show you how to build my physique. Yeah, you're not going to build it naturally if they took steroids. You got to take steroids like those assholes. Get it? Yeah.
plates, and I do really, really high reps. I mean, I go heavier. Sometimes I've done them with, a pair of 45s pinched together too. But I mean, even here, I'm doing like sets of 20 plus with, with a 55. Okay. I still get a good pump in that area. That also I feel like helps, but it's still a basic exercise, right? Still a basic exercise, and I like it. I feel like, again, if you want to add another dimension there, I think pull-ups are
Look at his back. Look how he looks when he was moving around there. He looks very average. Blaha looks extremely average. Look. Let me see if I can back this up. Look how average he looks here. Watch this.
helps, but it's still a basic exercise, right? Still a basic exercise, and
He looks very average.
I like it.
He pretends he tries to flare his arms out and everything. He looks like a guy that doesn't even lift weights. I don't know. He just looks like he hasn't really put on any fat on his body. An old guy, 85. But I see 85-year-old guys like this. Like I've seen some 85-year-old guys. They're not fat. You know what I mean? They have low body fat because they don't eat a lot. And yeah, Blaha, the bald head, he just looks average.
I feel like, again, if you want to add another dimension
Right there, he looks very average there. Look at his arms, look at his back sideways, look at his legs. It's all camera work the way he moves around to fool you.
there,
Look at his back. Looks very average. Look at those hamstrings where that skin is hanging. Looks terrible, looks aged.
I think pull-ups are really going to be king for width.
His skin looks so aged, 85 years old.
I think rows for that thickness because, again, lats versus just overall all the other musculature in the back. I feel like that's a good combination. If you just get really good at pull-ups, weighted pull-ups, and then even barbell rows, I think you're going to be in a really good place. Okay, I think those are king. Now, if we want to fill in the rest of like the pullovers, can be extremely valuable. And I really like deadlifts, I love the conventional deadlift. Now, do I think the
Oh, you do you?
conventional deadlift is the best back exercise? No. I have had smaller lats than I do now, even with a slightly bigger deadlift. But do I feel like the lower back, the erectors, maybe all the
Like you could be just doing these for nothing, just going back and forth, swinging back and forth. They're not doing anything.
traps? Does the deadlift help with all of that? Yeah, absolutely. Do I feel like it helps?
What a waste of time, man. If I go to a gym, I'm not going to waste my time. If I go there to get an adaptation, I'm going to stay there until I get enough damage, and then I leave. I will not leave that gym until I figure I've gotten enough damage, because I ain't going to come back the following week. I got to do it all over again.
Contribute to the rest, the lats and everything. Yeah, I feel that it does, at least in terms of isometric strength. But I would never really use the deadlift as a primary lat builder. So I do want to be clear.
The deadlift as a primary lat builder? What are you talking about?
There, but just in terms of adding again another dimension to your back, just making your overall back thicker. I feel like deadlifts absolutely do bring a lot to the table. So I feel like if you're really pursuing complete back development, some type of deadlift. I mean, at sumo.
This guy's really delusional, man. This is like one of the most delusional people on the planet. It's ridiculous.
Not so much. Conventional is good. Romanian deadlifts, RDLs, can actually fill this role really effectively too, if you like doing those. But I feel like pull-ups, rows, I think particularly just a basic barbell row, deadlifts.
Is this nighttime now? Does he lift like day and night? Because the last video, he's got the garage door open. Now it's closed. There's a shadow. This guy, I think he lifts day and night.
And then pullovers, I feel like
he's an exercise guy.
That combination can give pretty much anyone an absolutely epic back if you get good at all of them. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals.
Very, very uninformative. Look at that face, bro. Jesus. I'll see you in the next one. Tell us what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. Yeah, I don't know. Another waste of time.